What's up, guys? Andy here. This is Tyler. He's on the episode today. He's crashing at my place. So there was a fuck up on the podcast. I don't know exactly what happened, but every time we switched over to show the computer, the sound went out. So rather than leaving that in, I edited it out. So there's like 4 times when it happened. It didn't affect the podcast too much. It was probably a total of like a minute or so. So there's going to be 4 moments in the podcast where it'll just skip. And it'll be a little weird, but it's okay because we're going to figure it out for next time. And it's not taking that much stuff out. So, yeah, Tyler's on the pod. It's a good one. Enjoy. I love you all. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
That's trolling.
We trolling?
Yeah.
We going? Giddy up and going? What up? Podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Drag the Lake. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Malfrino. With me, as always, the great Patrick George. Pat, how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Are you excited for our guest we're going to actually announce this time?
Yeah.
Everyone, give it up
Who?
for Tyler Langois.
Hey guys,
That's you. That's who you are.
that's me.
Yep.
Nice Chiodos hoodie, dude.
Oh, thank you.
Tyler's keeping it going.
Yeah, this
He's
thing's
not-
old as hell. It just started fitting me again. And
Oh, you haven't fucking completely retired all of your small shit?
no, I had so much that I refused to throw away, even though I never thought I would get unfat. I was like, maybe when I have a house of my own, I'll frame a bunch of these. That was my plan.
I do have some shirts that I just hold. I have like a Enter Shikari shirt that's like a large I got at Warped Tour in high school.
That was the thing that Dom was talking about for the longest time. Was like, I'll make a quilt out of these one day.
Yeah.
Out of all of our old like shirts from like high school and stuff. And I was like, if they didn't still fit because I've always been humongous, like then I would just be like, well, then I just thought of how fun it would be just to donate them and just see them at Goodwill or Salvation Army, of like just being like,
I like that because I would always go. Now it's different for me because I never needed to go to Goodwill. I loved going there for vinyl. I got into vinyl in high school. Every time I went to Goodwill, I found like a Bill Cosby album, and I was Bill Cosby was like the reason I got into raping women. Got to it before me.
he was a big inspiration in life, but not in comedy, and not professionally.
Yeah, I had been doing stand-up for a while.
Yeah,
I hear-
personally, like I was like, whoa.
He tells jokes, right?
I was like, I see you, man.
Yeah, there's something he does when he's before raping, though, right?
Yeah,
I just don't know anything about the comedy, but no, I would always go, and then I'd like peruse the shelves at Goodwill, and you just occasionally would find a sick ass shirt. So I like donating my shirts for that moment where there's a kid who like has to go to Goodwill.
I just like,
and he's just like, wait, what?
I like sticking it to vintage, like
Yeah.
dealers. You know what I mean? Like there's a place here in Austin that's like it's I
The
can't
thing
remember.
on 6th?
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of it's called, but it's like it's a cool shop.
It looks cool.
It's got cool shit, but like they're selling like a leftover crack hat like that, like a floppy hat.
Yeah.
That's like
dad cap.
$34. And
That's
it's like,
crazy.
Come on, you fucking dickheads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even when
It's so frustrating to see that.
Yeah, even when I sold my fat clothes, because I had a lot of cool fat shirts.
Yeah.
I like sold them for very reasonable prices.
Right, because you're like when we're on the show, one of our obsessions, one of the main through lines for almost as soon as we started, is critiquing merch in general.
It's a big part about music fandom. Is
It is.
having good. That was a big thing, dude. When like I remember when Hot Topic came to the mall, and just having a wall of T-shirts of the bands you like.
Yeah.
I was just like, it's a big deal, and you can
Yeah.
you only got money that week for one shirt, so it really matters which one you fucking get.
You don't have to wait for them to come to your town to get that shirt anymore. You don't. I mean, and even ordering it online. As bigger gentlemen, you don't
have
trust
to.
it. Yeah, you got to at least hold it up to you to be like, all right, well,
it's like Knock Loose is never getting my money again.
right.
Bro, I ordered this shit. It was like a 3X.
I mean, it just didn't fit.
Bro, it was literally
It was a
like
hat.
it what?
It was a hat.
No, it was it fit like an XL. I looked at the tag. They got them made in like Afghanistan, which you never see them.
And
Yeah.
And I remember that happened to me one time too, going to There was a store in the mall called Cotton On, and they had the same situation.
Get your cotton on.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to do with that.
Nothing. It was exactly what it was.
I didn't want.
That was exactly what that was ever going to be.
I wasn't mad. I just didn't know what to do, so I didn't want you to think I was mad about it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But no, I went there. They were like an Australian store, and all their shit was the same thing. Every shirt fit like 2 sizes down, and that and I'm like, but it stuck out because I was like, I've never seen someone get their shirts from Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird.
But
I don't know if this was your guys' move, but for a long time when I would go to shows and try to buy merch at them, I would just walk up to the merch stand and go, "What's the biggest size you got?"
Yeah, actually, no, that's really funny.
I literally would just ask that.
No,
I did that.
I was in denial a lot. I would go, "Do you have a 2X?
Dude,
What do you have in 2X?"
I did that at when I went to go see Defeater in Brooklyn because they had a couple, but not a lot of shirts, and I just went up
and it's the worst when they're not advertising the sizes they have. Like they don't have the piece of tape with the sizes.
You know what? I realized that I do that now. I never even thought about it because when I went to go see Defeater, I just went up and I go, "Do you have 3Xs?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even ask that. I'd go, "What's the biggest size?"
Yeah,
and then most of the time I go, "All right, don't worry about it." And I just walk away.
Right, well.
They're like, "We have this in 2X, I think," and I'm like, "Oh, never mind."
Well, no, the
It's a
Defeater
white
show.
one? No thanks.
The Defeater show was really funny too because they were like, "Yeah, dude, we sold all our big boy shirts in Boston." And I go, "That makes sense for some reason."
Yeah, I get it.
Especially like you think about the Boston hardcore scene. I feel like they're huskier out there.
Yeah, they've got
But-
the guys that look like you.
Yeah.
But we think about
You
it.
with a face tattoo.
Yeah. The ideal me.
You think about it. There's so many opportunities for bands to like know your audience. Like you have to understand that like there's going to be like KublaiKhan. KublaiKhan is pretty good about their sizes.
Yeah.
About their merch for the most part. Like Tsunami's another one where they're just like
Tsunami's good.
It's
Every
gonna
Time I Die is very thoughtful of their fans.
Yeah, there's like
KublaiKhan, you could add a little more length to them, but I still like your shit.
Yeah, it is wild when there's like clearly like a band that's for fat hardcore
Bro,
guys, and they're like,
every-
"We stop at 2X."
yeah, and you're
Bro,
like,
I'm telling
what are
you,
doing?
every Time I Die t-shirt I have, like at least 80% of them, because my wife will, every time they go on sale, she buys me Every Time I Die t-shirts. So I have a lot of them, and like 80% of them fit perfect on me.
Right.
They know that I'm half of their audience.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this right here is half of the Every Time I Die audience.
I wonder if that has anything to do with like. So I don't know where Knocked Loose is from. Like
Kentucky?
No?
Or no. Yeah, I think they're from Louisville.
Because
Yeah,
I was
that
gonna,
sounds right.
Because I was gonna say like Every Time I Die is from Buffalo. Like there's
Yeah.
some buffaloes up there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like they probably know the fans that they see at shows. They go to Warped Tour. They're pretty self-aware. So like I don't know. Are there not a ton of
Kentucky.
They're not a ton of fat people in Kentucky. I mean,
don't
I've
know.
been to Kentucky. But
See, like that's the thing. This Chiodos hoodie is it's old, so I did buy it the size it is.
Yeah.
But getting big boy merch for them is not that easy.
Yeah.
they're a skinny person band. They're a scene kid band.
Yeah, because if you see, especially where Knock Loose is going now that they're like popular and they're on like Jimmy Kimmel, like their guitarist is walking out in like mesh shirts and stuff. I go, "Oh, you guys are cool guys."
Yeah.
That's why they're not mindful
Yeah.
of how fat some of their audience is. Although, you know, maybe you need to pay more attention to your drummer because your drummer's a bit of a thick boy. I'm a big fan of him. And, you know, I just would think that maybe the drummer needs to speak up in the merch convos because you're not looking out for the thick boys in your merch, Knock Loose.
Does it fit everybody in the band? Because in most metal bands, you're gonna have a portly gentleman or a super tall guy. You're gonna have one freakish
You'd hope so.
member.
yeah.
You always have like this. You always have the scary
one creep.
A lot of drummers are usually big fat guys.
Something like that.
Like
yeah.
shout out Koyo. They have an awesome big fat drummer.
What's the band I really like that I've been listening to? Resistor.
Oh.
Resistor's another band.
Oh,
that has,
the
they got a couple
DJ?
a couple beefy boys in there.
There's a I think they're called Brat. They have a girl lead singer. They have a very beefy drummer.
So,
yeah.
like these are ones that we're trusting that at least when they're like they're if not as anal as us about it, at least thinking calorically like we are of like would this be something I would wear or I could wear?
Yeah.
Will this hide a mustard stain? Norma Jean, it took them a while to get out of skinny jean era and into we're from Georgia. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then they switch everything to camo and now everything and I'm like, yeah, now you got it right. You're getting it right now.
Sick.
Before there was all like the gold print on mesh V-neck shirt merch. Like, come on, what are you doing? No
dude.
fat guy's gonna wear V-neck.
Or that or that the shirts that are like the material that's so thin that no matter what color it is, your nipples are showing through it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit, and then gold leaf like letter on top. Like that's the shit where I'm like, first of all, you're getting the V-neck so now I have cleavage. Thanks. And then it's too tight anyway, so it kind of just looks like a sports bra.
Dude, I wanted to bring this up, and you just reminded me. Can I tell you the day I stopped wearing V-necks?
Oh yes, please.
Because I think I told you.
When you bent over, somebody went. Look at them Hooters. Yeah.
These are my pecs.
No, you have titties.
Yeah. No, you looked up to like where? And everybody was looking at you. You were like,
I go, where are the titties? I was the titties. No, because my whole life I just wanted to be a hot slut. But I would never work to look like a hot slut.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would just try to dress enough like it to get away
it was
with
like
it.
We got hot slut at home.
Yeah, I wanted to be a skinny jean scene kid so bad.
Bro, that's why I thought it was. That's why I thought I was fat all through high school, because I was obsessed with fucking bulimic twinks.
Yeah,
like that was like my ideal man, is like, oh, just a fucking anorexic guy with straight hair. And then when I look back at pictures of me in high school, I was like, oh, you weren't fat, you were normal size.
You were just trying to buy jeans at Forever 21, and it doesn't work for us.
I was literally getting girls' pants.
What's the biggest? He wasn't doing that at the merch booth, but he was going into Forever 21. He's, what is the biggest size you have?
Yeah, dude.
Skinny, please.
And I'm just like,
I don't know what you said.
Yeah, I mean, it is a funny thing buying like a.
Yeah, you turned me into the trans dude at GameStop.
Say,
even now that there are like men's skinny fit jeans, like it is funny when I'm going into the mall and I'm buying like 40 waist skinny jeans.
Yeah, I used to have a joke about it where I was just like, size 47 athletic fit, please. Yeah.
Oh, dude, if I
had that
see
at DXL and I was like, athletic cut? Ooh, I didn't know we had that.
if I see athletic cut, I go, but point me to the regular.
Yeah, do you have like, it won't cut me? I don't want to get cut.
No, I don't.
No, sir, that's the jean. I'm like, yeah, see, I don't understand it. Just
so all
fit.
through high school and shit, I was obsessed with just like trying to be a hot guy. I was like, I always wanted to be a hot guy, so I would wear, and I was into emo and scene music, so I would wear the V-necks all the time.
Yeah.
And then I remember going into, it wasn't PacSun, it wasn't Zoomies. There was like a third one in our mall. I forget what the fuck it was called. Tilly's, I think?
Tilly's is one, yeah.
I go into a Tilly's, and this was, I didn't realize it, but this was the tail end of V-necks being popular.
Yeah.
And I walk into Tilly's, and I go to the girl. I go, do you have any, no. Dude, I didn't even ask for V-necks. I go, do you have any V-necks with deeper V's? And she, no bullshit, she goes, like she giggles, and then she goes, I'll check in the back. And I go, I
wanted a deep V.
Dude, I think I just walked away. When she went to the back, I think I just walked out of the store. Yeah. I was like, I'll never look for one of those ever again.
Yeah.
I wanted a fucking deep V real bad. Because I used to, because that was the fucking look. When you were into like the fucking screamo music and shit.
Yeah, but you were looking for a deep V though?
Yeah. Because I wanted to look like my anorexic heroes. That's what they were wearing.
I was holding my Auntie Anne's and I said, please give me some deep V's.
Yeah, dude. They weren't the only thing in my closet, but I had a fair share of deep V's in high school.
I tried, but I didn't know why they weren't working. Or like I just thought I was buying the wrong V-necks. But I was just like, oh no, like V-necks don't work for me.
Yeah, deep V's were usually pretty. Deep V's were usually pretty comfy too. They always ended up being baggier for some reason.
Well, like you said, also the material a lot of times of those it's like thinner, so it's just showing. It's just like you're wearing a really gross.
Yeah, you see
shirt.
all of the like lines or like your gut is and everything.
It doesn't
through the
do
shirt.
what it's supposed to do. An undershirt for a big guy like us is supposed to smooth it out, smooth things out. You know?
Yeah.
But I think it's the merch.
Oh, this wasn't an
overall.
undershirt, brother. This was a going out shirt.
Yeah. See that was never gonna happen with me.
Yeah, dude. I legitimately like Tyler. You remember the band Drop Dead Gorgeous?
Yeah, of course.
That's what I wanted. The way those dudes looked with the skinny jeans, deep V, straight hair.
Yeah, I went through a straighten my hair period.
I was truly obsessed with. It was that, and then Billy Joe Armstrong during American Idiot. those were the essential looks I was obsessed with in high school. And it was funny though, because I just did. I mean, it makes sense. Me because I'm getting pretty fat now, so like there is lots of evidence of like I want a thing, and I'm not going to put in the actual work to look like that. But yeah, no, it was just funny that it was just like I was so obsessed with that, but at no point, like you would have thought I would have developed an eating disorder at some point.
Yeah, same.
I'm like surprised. I just like. I would always like try to will it into existence, but never actually do anything about it. Are you looking up Drop Dead Gorgeous? Yeah. Look. Yeah. I don't know what to search exactly, but like early Drop Dead Gorgeous. It's just when they first came out, they all had that same sort of scene kid look with the skinny jeans and the V-neck shirt. Oh, yeah. Click on that one.
This one here.
Yeah. Look at all their. It's so tiny. All their like fucking straight haired. Haircut.
No, that's not gonna work at all.
Why does that happen?
Whenever that happens, I want to.
What the fuck is that about?
I want to throw the computer out the fucking window.
When I zoom in and it goes, you mean get it super duper incredibly small?
Wait, you mean not make it bigger, but make the browser bigger? Yeah. You're like, I'll kill you in front of your whole family.
Hold on, let me just zoom back.
Yeah, the pictures in the background are big.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so that mixed with like Billy Joe Armstrong, American Idiot era was a thing I was obsessed with. I was like, oh, I'm never going to get like skinny like these dudes. And yeah, leaning into flannel and black shirts and stuff like that made way more sense.
Yeah.
And also I listened to a lot of punk rock in high school, but the whole to-do of a mohawk and everything like you got into, I never looked.
I had a mohawk in 7th grade.
Dude, I remember trying to figure out how to get like punk rock pants where they're like plaid and shit like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know where to fucking go.
That's what I was telling you. Like I tried that, like the Hot Topic shit, any of that stuff. I was always too fat for those sizes.
Yeah.
So I'd go to Walmart and I would get the basically like the elastic plaid printed shorts. Essentially that was my thing. And then I would get like 2X shirts. And then the iron-on patches that you would get with like certain merch shit, like at Warped Tour. I remember one year I got Melancholy, NoFX, Pennywise. I think but the two that really worked were my NoFX one and my Melancholy one. Mm-hmm. And I would just on this big red shirt and this little Melancholy logo like ironed on. But that was my band shirt because a lot of times if I would go to a Melancholy show and go, give me an XL, I would just get it and I'd hold it up and I go, this doesn't look right. And I'd just go, okay. You know what I mean? Like I told him I wish I would have gone up and asked if I could try on shirts more. And he goes, that would be crazy to ask.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, I guess you're right.
Hey, can I stretch this out real quick?
Yeah, you do the fat guy thing where you like put on your shirt and you put your arms in and you go like, ugh.
Brother, I did that yesterday.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, I could see it in your shirt.
Oh yeah, I did do it today.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's more of the.
That's the quality of the print more.
Sorry, I'm just.
Don't get defensive. It's okay, bro.
I'm not
You're in a
getting
safe space.
defensive. I'm getting incredibly sad.
I've been doing this my whole life.
No, dude, you were producing panties with me and was it you or one of us? I was like, dude, I've like it's been very weird for me because like I've always
you're talking about you have body dysmorphia, but like positive.
Well, for the longest time, I had like opposite body dysmorphia where I would look in the mirror and I'd be like, "Hey, you're not thin, but you look fine." Yeah. And then I'd see pictures or video of myself and I go, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
Oh yeah.
And like, I swear to Christ, it's only been recently and also it doesn't help that I'm the biggest I've ever been. I'm fully coming to terms that I'm like a fucking fat guy. I was always a dude who like carried my weight good and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just like dealing with being an actual fat guy, like mentally.
Yeah.
So I've been a little more sad lately.
Well, it's okay. You're in a safe space.
Nah, it's nice though. I'm trying to like work on my shit.
You said you were at the gym at 12, unless you were just there at 12 o'clock looking at some of the influencers. You were there at 12 o'clock last night, brother? You know,
it was nice. There were no influencers. It was very nice. No, dude, I went to the gym. I did a mile on the treadmill, and then I deadlifted a bunch. Dude, it's crazy how much muscle you fucking lose.
Yeah.
It's great. Like I remember I barely squeaked out 300 on the deadlift, and I go, dude, my fucking deadlift was like my max was like 460. It's like crazy how much fucking muscle you lose.
Yeah,
but
that is.
I'm gonna try to be consistent and hopefully get it back.
But so go ahead.
No. I was just gonna go into a segue from gym back to music.
Perfect. Yeah.
You saw the tweet. Fucking. I will say, so the gym I'm at, oh yeah, you heard me talk about it on Panties. The gym I'm at is a very influencer-heavy gym. There's people with giant fucking cameras on tripods, just like, and you just have to make sure you're not staring at their ass, that they're wearing the fucking pants with the wedgie pre-stitched in.
Yeah, they have the thong thing stitched. And
the thing that's going to make their ass look insane.
Nuts. I don't know.
Look
I don't even understand
amazing.
That. Yeah.
And then, also, there's just like there's a lot of like, I've been telling you, I've been a bigger fan of more substantial women.
Yeah.
There's so many of them there.
Yeah.
I always want to be like, it's so funny. It's like, hey, not to be rude, I'm just staring because you're gorgeous.
And I'm just staring because I want to figure out how to get my body to look like that.
Oh, no. I'm just staring because I've created a scenario in my head and now I love you.
I was just fantasizing about you.
Oh, no. I was no, miss, you don't understand. I was looking at you and becoming horny.
I was objectifying you. I apologize.
You don't understand.
Sorry about that.
I was looking at your big fat titties.
So sorry.
And wanting you to crush my skull with your thighs.
Yeah.
I feel like you misunderstood
Don't
this
get
whole
me started.
thing.
This week, that gorilla clip, the gorilla clip that you put out, like I noticed. I was trying not to read too much into it, but I was like, some clips get a certain amount of views and a certain amount of likes.
This one did a little better.
This one did a little bit, and I'm like, but not as many likes. I wonder if there's judging going on. Because you double checked with me. You're like, hey, is this too horny? And I'm like, no, that's just me. And I'm just like, it might be too horny.
Well, dude,
I don't know if
talked
people
about
identify with this.
We've talked about it on Panties, and you're also like, you're the same like us, where we had a very funny comedian, Kevin Iso. We had him on recently, and I think we were too horny for him.
Yeah.
Like we were,
Really?
dude, we were talking about chicks, and he was just kind of like looking at us,
He literally crossed his arms and like kind of sat like this, and I'm like, not like he was pouting, but like he was just like, I'm just gonna sit this out.
Well, dude, did you see the clip? There's that dude on Twitter, He Hate Me, who makes all these like edits and AI shit, and he made an AI edit where he took the one picture from Noctis of Lemaire and Nate and made them kissing. And I guess Lemaire was on the Patreon for Matt and Shane, and he was talking to them, and Matt goes, he's like, "That's what you get for having such a." Or no, he goes, "That's what you get for having a pervert podcast." Like, dude, I think we're just way hornier than everyone. This felt normal.
We're just more genuine. We're just open with
What was
feelings.
the clip that you think people are judging for being too horny?
I just mentioned. I mentioned
it's crazy.
Our fondness of Glorilla. That was it.
Pat goes,
that's it.
Of what?
Pat goes,
Glorilla,
I would
the
like
rapper?
to wear Glorilla like a mask.
I don't know who Glorilla is.
I guess I'll pull her up.
Patrick, I'm sorry, Tyler, get your penis ready.
If you might. Also, do you want to share what you said about her?
So Pat would like to wear Glorilla as a mask. I would like to, I would like to long jump nosedive into her butthole.
Whoa.
Yeah. She is absolutely lovely.
And
those are both impressive feats.
She sings about wanting you to eat her pussy.
Yeah, she's
and she's very assertive about it, Tyler.
Yeah, it's almost in the same vein as a.
And someone sent me, I guess Nicki Minaj. It was like the beginning of her downfall, or not downfall, but just her like slowly not being the it girl. So she's like, "Fuck it, I'll do a song with Tekashi 6ix9ine."
Yeah.
And dude, there's just a scene where in the beginning of the video where Nicki Minaj has no shirt on, giant pasties, and it's just her jiggling them. And dude, there's a moment on stream where I almost short circuit. I go, wow. What awesome boobs Nicki Minaj has.
It's crazy because like I don't think it's a coincidence, and not to make this No More Heroes and talk about movies, film if I may, but Austin Powers. If you remember, there was fembots. Fembots were specifically hot robots meant to distract and then destroy. I feel like Glorilla, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion was another one.
Yeah.
That like I feel like all these ladies are.
Cardi B.
They're like hypnotizingly like they're literally like shaking their butts or their bits.
Well, because
and you're just like holy. But it's also like it's a good song too.
But
and
they're like they're
it
hot.
reminds me of that Simpsons the boy band. But in reverse, like what was
Yvonne
that?
Netanyahu.
We all know it because we're getting Yvonne Netanyahu by making
honestly,
Nicki Minaj.
Yvonne Nicki Minaj?
Yvonne Nicki Minaj.
I want to join the horny navy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. No, but
they're doing it right in front of us.
right, this is No More Heroes. No, dude, there is something to that because it is like, because I was joking. Remember, I was joking about it. Where like SZA, she's gorgeous.
I don't know SZA.
She did Luther with Kendrick. She's done a couple things with Kendrick. She was on the Black Panther soundtrack. She's pretty big right now for people who like that.
Also, isn't SZA one of the members of Leftover Crack?
Yes.
Right? I'm serious. I think there really is. Hold on, I'll do the research.
I don't know the name of the members, but no, like SZA's real hot, but she presents herself just as like a normal lady you'd maybe meet at a coffee shop. Like Nicki Minaj has that fembot, like all of her videos are bright colors. She's got like unreal proportions, like all types of stuff like that. So there is really something to.
Yeah, the ones who are like drawn like the way a 12-year-old would draw a lady.
Yes. Yeah, where you're like, this is the comic books.
Dude, I think a lot of it goes. So funny, your brain goes there, and then you don't second guess
never leaves there. It never like there's a roadblock up of like, yeah, but let's make sure we rule him out before we move on because it's probably not him if they're talking hot black lady rapping.
Well, it's funny you're going. It's probably not him.
It's probably not.
Of course, it's not him.
It's like, well,
there's a T. That's the confusion.
Well, I mean, you're sitting there like, well, the vocalist of Against Me did become a girl.
Right.
Maybe he did too.
I'm just being open-minded,
dude.
Andy.
This is really good, by the way. Where if anyone tries to get us for being racist, I'll be like, how about March 2025, where we did Hot Black Lady Month?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We appreciated them.
We're allies to black ladies with big fat titties who yell at us.
The fembots. I'm calling them fembot rappers from now on because I was calling them porno rappers and stuff, and I don't think that
it's not fair. Yeah, it's not. Or
I
it's
don't
not
think
not fair, but it's not 100% accurate.
Some of the like Lil Kim and stuff like that was the reference we were talking about before. But afterwards, I listened to Glorilla and I was like more like I got into other songs and stuff like that, and I was just like, oh yeah, it's not just suck your dick. It's just like it's like that. She's not like that. Nicki Minaj may be closer to that. Or Cardi B.
Well, Nicki Minaj can't go as
but they're all in the genre of fembot rappers.
Nicki Minaj was fun because at some point she'd be like, by the way, make sure you eat my ass. And you're like, absolutely, Mrs. Minaj.
All right, madam. Absolutely.
Yeah. Where were we at before this?
We were talking about we were talking about the clip of being too horny on the other one. And then you were saying the guy made the.
There was something I was gonna go into though.
Yeah, you probably had a.
I had a whole fucking.
Yeah,
thing.
we was gym stuff before that.
Yeah. Oh, I was at the gym. That's right. I was at the gym, and I will say, as annoying.
You started talking about influencers. That's what got us down that.
Yeah, because I had a boner, and then I touched Tyler a bunch.
Yeah,
I remember all that happened.
Oh, okay.
No, I will say, whoever's working the music at my gym, it's very funny because it will be like. I tweeted last night. I go because I was finishing up a set on the deadlift, and I just hear like rah, rah, da, 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 rah, rah, and I'm like, are they playing Dillinger? And I go, I literally like a fucking boomer. I Shazammed it, and they were playing fucking Dillinger.
That's crazy.
But then, whoever's making the playlist, it's the most eclectic thing because right after that it's like some 5-finger death punch type shit, and I go, who is this person? Like, dude, they were playing like who did Backcountry?
Avenged Sevenfold.
They did like Avenged Sevenfold deep cuts.
Oh yeah,
a whole bunch of shit. Then they were doing like fucking scene mallcore shit. Yeah, so the music.
I feel like Dillinger is not. Like, even though they're heavy, they're not good lifting music because like the time signatures are so weird.
Yeah.
But the ones that are good lifting music, the one they were playing had like a little bit more straightforward shit. There is other Dillinger that'll just like you could give a fuck. You know how they always go like, dude, imagine a kid from the 1700s having a Cheeto. Dude, if you played a kid from the 1700s Dillinger, you might give him a heart attack.
Yeah, they'd be just like, it's an attack, right? Like, some kind of animal attack.
Yeah, this must be sorcery.
Yeah, is this the demon from hell?
Yeah, they're casting a spell on me to kill me and destroy our crops.
Yeah, I think.
Papa,
I'm supposed to dance to this?
It's so funny. Papa, Dillinger is attacking us.
How do we do our old-timey dances?
Yeah. I can't do a jig to this.
This cat is he's just loving the fact that you're okay with him being here.
He's in heaven, dude.
I've had a couple.
Is he not usually here?
Well, yeah. Well, he likes to be here. This is where he podcasts with us. He's usually the associate producer.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I was petting him for the majority of the last podcast.
So but other guests, I've noticed sometimes, and Lemaire's included. Lemaire's one of the ones, a guest that I've had here that will, when he jumps up on the table, he's like, it's kind of like, I don't know, man, like. This is his house. This is when I was back in PA. I had the Caddick was my home studio. It was established in the name. I got to think of a way that Stanley can be accepted by more guests. I think that's how I should book it. Only if you're okay with a cat showing his balls most of the episode.
I think it's more so just because it's not the norm. But I remember when
Mayor's a hateful person. Remember, he's racist.
Yeah, he is racist.
Yeah.
He would not take his white friends to his black barbecue
Which
spot.
I wanted to bring up on this show because
Lemaire also
you, sir. We exclusively have taken you to our white places.
Yeah.
We take you to shows, and we protect you in the pit. We show you how things are going. We make sure that you're safe.
Dude, and I was...
Yeah, and if
you remember in the text...
Lemaire
shit.
Lemaire trying to hide his white friends from his barbecue place is very funny because they've met him. They know he has white friends.
Yes, come on. I mean,
You
look.
can see it from a mile away.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't
little
tell
motherfucker
you...
with the pink guy on his shirt.
I can't tell you how many... Dude, he would get into so many arguments when we first started at going to, like, the Lizard Lounge because no one would believe he grew up in the hood. Just like because he just has Yu-Gi-Oh fan energy.
Yeah.
But no, I would like to give myself major props because I did stand up to racism in the group chat. And I told him, hey, I don't like how you're being, dude.
Yeah.
This is bad.
That's hateful.
I don't like racism, Lemaire.
Right.
Knock it off.
And exclusively saying, hey, why don't you come to the speed show with us?
Yeah.
Why don't you come to these hardcore shows with us? Come see Bitter End.
Why don't you go?
friend.
Why don't you come have honky fun with us?
Why don't you go have some honky fun?
Honky fun.
Yeah, see some white people in their natural environment.
Yeah. Swinging them fists.
Yeah.
Swanging them.
Sometimes it's like one of my
Teach you
favorite
etiquette.
movies.
We taught you the pit etiquette and everything.
One of my favorite movies is Undercover Brother.
Yeah.
Love it. But they have the one part where he's got a sandwich and there might be mayo on it. I remember that one always hurt because I go, what the fuck's wrong with mayo?
What's wrong with
Hey, Eddie Griffin? What the fuck's wrong with mayo?
Yeah, I got to tell you, in general, like, all due respect, you guys like mayonnaise too. Okay?
Well, no, that's my whole thing where it's just like sometimes, like I made a point about this forever ago where people would say like that's white people shit, and it would slowly morph into being like, no, you're just describing a bad thing.
Yeah,
it's not. You're just saying that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, one of my favorite ones. There was this thing going around where it was a twin. It was like a twin brothers married twin sisters and they both had twins, and I go, and someone was like, that's white people shit, and I go, that's shit only white people would do.
Yeah, but
most of us have not done that.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, Lemaire Lee, known abhorrent racist.
Known
we fought
hate
against him.
Full person.
We fought against him and prevailed.
You got upset at the movie we saw last night.
Mickey.
You guys went
17?
to go to a movie?
We saw Mickey 17.
Yeah.
And
Why do you get mad about that?
Because Robert Pattinson has a black girlfriend in it.
He's going to be bringing that up on the show.
And then there's
Monday.
also a part where there's two Robert Pattinsons and one black girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
Which made him even more upset.
Oh.
I will say,
male, female.
That does remind me. There is a hilarious. Yeah, I love when Hotep Lemaire pops out, or like fucking. Wait, who's the guy online? Who's always just the black dude who's always just saying super racist shit?
I have no idea.
Dr. Umar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love when Lemaire Umar pops out. I'm just like, brother, you have so many honky friends.
We need to keep the races separate.
Dude, he turns into Lemaire Umar occasionally.
Yeah,
but then he did also get upset that the black lady was British, which was funny.
He did a what?
He got upset that the black lady was British too. He's like, oh, I ruined it.
Well, I think American black people get mad at British black people.
Yeah.
Because British black people...
You got to keep sharing because you say that first part and you're like, man, that's a little troubling that Lemaire would be bothered by that. And then you hear that part and you're like, oh, right, he's retarded. I forgot.
Oh, yeah, that's the one you always keep in your back pocket where you're like, he's retarded. Because then we went to go get barbecue and he was the sweetest young man I've ever met. He was the best friend. He was just like, I was stressed out because I thought...
It's ironic you guys go to Black's barbecue too.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's called Terry Black's, but every time I go, we're going to Black's. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
But no, then we go to barbecue, and I was like panicking because I thought I lost my wallet. He goes, hey, man, keep your head up. You're going to find that wallet. Hey, let me know if you want to play Fortnite later. Just the best guy.
Yeah. I think it's what like most like I think maybe like professionals might call bipolar. Yeah, I think that's probably.
Oh, I think it's. I think the term is psychotic, crazy person.
Yeah, manic depressive with bipolar schizophrenia. I think something like that.
Yeah,
I think he would check all those boxes.
Yeah, emotionally and mentally.
Take you to my place.
Emotionally and mentally stunted. I think that's the term.
Yeah.
I love him to death. He was best man at my wedding. No, he wasn't actually. Jay Simpson.
He was a man at the wedding.
He was a groomsman.
Yeah.
Everyone got screwed. It's a joke for 5 guys.
That's why I laughed. That was one of them.
Pat was one of them. Pat's one of the 5 who got the joke. 6? Remember Steph got mad at me because all my groomsmen at my wedding made her realize how no friends she had.
Really?
Yeah, dude. She had to like fucking dig deep. She's like, you have too many friends. I'm like, sorry, I fucking rule, bitch.
She's like, I had to ask my sister twice. She's doing 2 parts.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Fucking love me, bitch.
Yeah, she had her sister up there and then a mirror next to her that was reflecting her sister's reflection.
She goes, me too. I think it's also awesome.
Dude, it's her sister, and then her sister runs down the aisle and she's got a mustache on. Oh, it's me.
Sorry I'm late, guys.
Ooh, speaking of music at weddings,
Yep.
That's when I found out I was a hack. My wedding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
What?
I was a lot earlier for me. But
I didn't like that. Whoa.
Yeah. Really? That long, huh?
But you remember we all came out to wrestling music?
Yeah, yeah.
And then me and Steph came out to Stone Cold, and I was like,
No, I thought it was Kurt Angle.
no. See, that was the thing. Steph.
Did we come out to Kurt Angle?
No, the girl, the bridesmaids came out to Kurt Angle.
Oh, all those strangers that Steph hired to...
all the crisis actors?
that she hired for...
No, I mean...
Sorry.
That
No,
wasn't even
no,
her.
that's me.
That was for Steph. I'm sorry. Steph.
No, it was there was like 2 that she had to dig deep on, but
She's like, I remember.
well, no, because I'm also
in middle
friends.
school.
I'm also friends with all our bridesmaids, and if they heard this, they'd be like, "We're friends with her, you
Yeah.
fucking dick."
Yeah. We know. We're just
Doesn't matter. I'm just saying jokes. None of this is real.
They're
dude.
not watching it anyway.
I'm a character.
Yeah.
I'm just playing a character.
But speaking of weddings, why did that make you a hack?
because and then the groomsmen came out to Break the Walls Down, Chris Jericho's theme music. Our parents came out to Hulk Hogan's music because they all
racist.
say the N-word.
They're big Glorilla fans, if you know what I mean.
And then,
hard R's.
dude, one of our 2 arguments over the wedding. The first one, we go to Michael's. She's looking at all this shit for like centerpieces and stuff, and I was just like, yes, anding, like. Sure,
Yeah.
whatever. We get back home. She gets mad at me. She's like, you need to be a part of this process. She's like, you're not. You look so bored in Michael's. And I go, babe, it's because there's not a thing in there for me.
Yeah.
I go, honestly, you should be happy I have 0 opinions about centerpieces.
Yeah.
It would be alarming if I cared.
Well, it would end up being an argument because there would be one thing that you would really dig your heels in on, and you'd be like, I want roses.
So this is the thing, because I basically was all I cared about at the wedding was I wanted good food and an open bar. Because I think weddings that don't have open bars are the worst. Like, you're just wasting people's
Yeah, I don't
time.
drink, and it does seem like a rude thing to do. Still.
It's insane because it's not cheap. And then, like, it's not cheap to go to a wedding. And then there's, like, after you've fucking half the people will have to buy a fucking suit or a new dress. And then you get a hotel and you drive there. You spend all this money. And then it's implied you have to give them at least $100.
Yeah.
It's expensive. And so the idea that you're not going to then load them up with free booze is psychotic to me. So we needed the full bar.
That's
but then,
really good. That's actually a really decent thought. Like, thinking that like that, because I thought the same thing. Like, as not really big drinkers, like we couldn't afford to have we were paying for the whole thing.
Yeah.
So like we had like my mom was helping us obviously, but we had to have like a limited thing. But I was like, it was really important to me too. The same idea of like, yes, we're feeding you. We picked good food. If you don't like from the things we picked, that's whatever. But it was in general of the same idea of like, we appreciate you being here, and we think that we were just telling everybody in our party like, first 2 hours are free. Hit it up. Like,
Yeah.
like really. But then after that, then everybody was just tipping well and paying because they didn't have to pay they got their buzz on. Now they're just maintaining. You know what I mean?
There's just nothing. Like, I'm one of the few guys who, I feel like a lot of people get, they turn into curmudgeons because of weddings. I fucking love them. Yeah. You wear a nice outfit and you get a fucking open bar and
it's
they're
a really
playing.
Fun party and you're vowing your love in front of all your
get to
friends
watch,
and family.
Yeah, you get to watch like the two happiest people that day.
Yeah.
So like I also just love weddings. Like I love an open bar. So I was like the fact that I would deny anyone that.
What ended up being the hack thing about it though?
The only thing I put my foot down was Steph goes, "We're coming out to Kurt Angle's music." And I go, "No, we're not. We're coming out to Stone Cold's music." And like it was the one thing I put my foot down. Yeah. And then I was like, "Oh, that was so funny. That was so cool." And then like in the next couple years, just constantly every single fucking dickhead that looks just like me comes out to Stone Cold's music. I'm a hack.
Yeah, of course they're coming out to Stone Cold.
Yeah,
it's the most obvious choice.
But I was like so mad. I was like, oh, everyone does this. And I thought I was only mad because I thought I was so clever. And I was like, I was the farthest from clever I could possibly be.
You know what I did actually at my wedding was right after we got married. And I'm assuming this was me. So like it's really funny because we didn't hire a wedding DJ. What I did was I painstakingly over months crafted the perfect playlist. I had Me First and the Gimme Gimmes in there. I had classic songs. I had dancing songs. I had couple jams in there as well. Just not a ton of like just club, like not club music necessarily, and like no like chicken dance. Like we wanted to stay away from some of that. But I rented a PA and speakers, and just basically hired a friend of mine to hit play at certain times.
Oh, okay.
So I even produced cues for our wedding. And right after we got married, we turned around and they said, and we now pronounce, now may I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Roscoe, blah, blah, blah. And then that's when I had the cue to play Another One Bites the Dust by Queen. So as we're walking down that's what starts the playlist off for the reception. Because we walk down the aisle. And it's not only do you get a pop from a couple people that get it, it's also just a good song to say like, hey, start the party.
Yeah.
Because it immediately starts with that bass line as we're walking down the aisle. People are cheering, all that stuff, but it starts the party right away. That, I don't know if it's an original idea, but something that I took a lot of pride into. Later on, a friend of mine took over the DJ booth and just kind of plugged his iPod in and just started playing a bunch of fucking Kanye and shit. And all of them had a good time. I got so
sorry. I've been
pissed.
sitting on this since before Pat started.
Yeah.
It would have been very cool if you came out to your wedding Undertaker style.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I think
like the music hits, the lights go dark.
Yeah.
You appear next to the priest.
Yeah.
after you kiss, the lights go out again. You're both gone when they come back.
Kiss the bride. And then that's what the guy would say. Huh? I'm just playing along.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about something else, and then I go, I can't bring that up.
What's the matter?
Yeah, it's mean. It's mean to people I love, but not fun mean.
Oh, got it. Yeah. But I think sometimes like having the good bit or like the thing is like it's not if it's an original idea or not, but it's just like you're in good company. I call that more in good company than like...
Yeah, at least you're not having like a Peaky Blinders wedding.
Yeah. To me, those ones where people all dance and shit like that, and they're like, there's always in those videos, you can tell, even if they're faking it the best they can, people that you can tell do not give a shit. And like a handful of other people that are, this is their moment. And they're making a viral video where they're all dancing down the aisle and all this shit. Like, to me, that's a lot less, that's not as corny, but that's like, funny idea.
Well, the new one in our world that was catching on for a minute was people were like moshing and playing Knock Loose at the wedding.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And then they would do Theory of Mind by Kublai Khan and Counting Worms by Knock Loose. There was a bunch of those that I was just like, it's funny too because a lot of times with cringe you can't exactly like break it down specifically, but it was like
you know it when you feel it.
You know it when you feel it, and just like watching people. Well, because you know what it is because if you actually had a wedding with dudes who go to hardcore shows all the time, and someone started playing Knocked Loose, none of them would start moshing.
No.
And so you know it's like, oh, you guys are doing this for the viral video. Yeah. You guys suck the most ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the other one that would like drive me fucking crazy every time I saw it. Yeah.
This one?
I don't know. It's all brack. Yeah. I'm like, you got to think about how much you're asking of people. Because, like, I know from my wedding, like, a lot of people, my mom wanted a bunch of people on her side of the family that she hadn't seen in a while to come.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, like, they live in Florida, so they flew here. And, a bunch of other people, like I said, they drove really far and they got hotels. And it's just like, I love Knocked Loose. I love Kublai, but I know for a fact that if I blast Kublai at my wedding, the vast majority of my family will be uncomfortable and be like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
They will be annoyed.
Yeah, you have to curate a fun night for yourself, but also you kind of have to have a fun night for everybody.
Yeah, like if I'm playing, like I think we've talked about this a couple times as far as the topic of like vibe management.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Something where
it's a very important thing.
You're gonna have to think about like I've been complimented like over pretty much my whole life of like when I get the aux cable, you don't fucking regret it. Yeah, it's gonna be if I'm joining the jam.
Like if I get the aux cable at like a family barbecue or something, I'm putting on specific things because I know
what to play. Yeah,
not gonna make everyone mad.
Right. You ever get greedy though?
I have because I think that's what my wife feared that, and maybe possibly the playlist. I was out taking pictures. Maybe the playlist wasn't really hitting the way I thought it was. I don't know. I could have been wrong. Well, I don't know. But I did try to sneak in some Me First and the Gimme's covers of like songs that I know they'll like. It peps it up a little bit, and it's also a band that like. People my age like as well. You know,
when it was like one of the last, I think it might have been because don't like you and Lemaire, you and someone else have a birthday around the exact same time.
Yeah, me and Lemaire.
Yeah. So remember we all.
Yeah, and I was we were at the gym. Yeah.
But we all went to Shane's. Yeah. And at one point we were all doing the jam. But, like, everyone tapped out, and I was the main jam guy. Yeah. And I was, like, crushing it. And then I started noticing, with every beer, I was just like, yeah, you guys hear this Protest the Hero song? It's just, like, it's just, like, be it Blood Meat by Protest the Hero is not what you should play at the fucking outdoor party. Yeah. So it's, like, the more drunk I got, the more I was like, I'm just playing what I want to hear.
Yeah, and it almost happens a lot of times because that'll have like the effect where other people are also getting drunk, so they're also not as connected to the music anymore.
Yeah.
So it just becomes
you can get a little more greedy there.
But it happens so much. So like I feel like the same way with like I feel like wedding playlists and party playlists in general. That's why I started a playlist with a podcast I was doing, and I called it the Slappy Boppers playlist. And it's just basically like, I have done the research. Overall, here's a bunch of bands that, yes, on a spectrum may skew more to one side than others, but it's not necessarily going to turn off the other side either.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's everything. Actually, I have it ready.
Well, because vibe management, an important thing about vibe management, you have to get a read on the crowd, and you go, does the crowd want stuff they know, or are they okay with just shit in their vibe?
Well, I have someone in my family that's the worst with vibe management, and always seems to be. He travels with two like full size, like amplifier sized Bluetooth speakers that like sync up together. My uncle. And he shows up with them.
Wait, he just wherever he goes, he has Bluetooth speakers?
He has two like Bluetooth speakers that are
That's
like
a dangerous person.
He's forcing vibes on people.
He's forced his vibes, and most of his vibes are Volbeat, Angels and Airwaves, like just the worst shit. Like the singer of Korn's solo music. Like every time he's over and he's in charge of the music, I'll peek in and it's just like the worst vibe. And I'm like, and he's there like with his, his Coors Light or whatever, and he's just like jamming out.
It's
and
his vibe, yeah.
He's vibing so hard, and everyone else is.
Ian Finance
not.
does that. I've heard a lot through the streets of New York. He'll just blast ska from his fucking bike as he's like riding through the streets, and it's like, yeah, sure, I like ska, you like ska, but like even still, even as fans of ska. It's time and place.
I will say
it's time and place.
I will say though, with the chaos of New York, I think it's okay because you're already like if you're riding a bike through the city, how he is.
Yeah, ska is bicycle music.
You're already fighting for your life. So
for him, if you're on the bicycle,
yeah.
But if you're just standing there and like let's say he gets stopped at a light and you're trying to cross the street at the same time and you're just like having to stand there and listen to it, a guy on a bike. I don't know.
It might be good for crossing a crosswalk. Like
it would get
wait.
Dude, everyone crossing the crosswalk is just like locked in on each other.
So the Slappy Boppers playlist is like it's got some weird. So like I feel like the weirdest ones on here, like that are like borderline. But this is based on like the Spotify top 10 list essentially. Can you play those top 10 to where somebody will either like or recognize and not negatively a band? Rage Against the Machine is on the list as well, which is crazy, but it's also like it goes to our conversation we had a couple weeks ago or maybe last week about jock jams, of like updated jock jams. I feel like Rage Against the Machine is slowly becoming less protest music and more jock jam band, and they're known from like Madden games, fucking
Guitar Hero,
shit like that. So like it's like Foreigner, Journey, Weird Al, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, Weezer, Limp Bizkit, Billy Joel, Green Day, Queen, The Police, Metallica, Elton John, Linkin Park, Hall & Oates, Michael Jackson, like all that shit, right? Some ones that we've already eliminated: Primus, Nelly, Kid Rock, Boston. Surprisingly, that surprised me. Devo.
Surprised you?
Yeah, because I feel like that's one of those bands that you think is ELO, but they're not. You know what I mean? ELO.
Or you think they're Journey?
Yeah, they're like they have more hits than they are. They do. Like the Ramones, you think would make it, don't. Certain other bands, Dolly Parton.
Boston's one of those. I always bring it up with Earth, Wind, and Fire. They're one of those bands that you've just heard them so many times, you take for granted that they're actually like they actually like rip pretty hard.
Right, and that's the thing. Like those are like. If you think about it, like the list that I've been cultivating over the years and trying to get through and like understand is like that playlist, no matter what event you're at, essentially, in any kind of
gets the party going.
It will either not offend or only add to the party.
Yeah,
it will never take away from the vibe. Because it's one of those things that like very rarely will there be anybody that's like, what the fuck is that? So like it'll get the conversation started.
Dude, that's a good point too, where it's like you should make music that is not background music, but it creates a solid background.
Yeah,
that because there are times where you're at a party where you might be at a cookout and where it is, but
not Lemaire's,
but
they're not invited.
Yeah, none of us are invited. I've only known him for 15 goddamn years.
But I'm just wondering where the fuck was this in the group chat?
I'm going to the fucking place.
I was fighting for my life alone.
Hey, I was chiming in.
No, you fucking pussy whites.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
I was the one that said he definitely.
Sorry, I'm yelling, Dom.
I internalized. Say it to them. Adios.
Fuck your neighbors.
How do you say it?
Adios, muchachos.
Sorry.
I do want to. I forget what I was yelling about. I do want to go back to your uncle, by the way.
The whites. Yeah.
The whites. Fuck the whites.
The barbecue. Yeah.
Ruining a barbecue with Static X.
Yeah. I did. Okay. Wait. I didn't know he fucking ripped. There are some songs that rip, but if you like
Powermine 5000.
I was just gonna say that literally.
Yeah.
I was just like, there is a song because like fucking that song fucking goes, but if you threw it on at the picnic,
it takes away. It doesn't match the cadence of any party except for in The Crow or in Waterworld.
But no, Tyler talking about his fucking. Can you imagine on the jet ski?
That's the only. That's the only appropriate place that you could play Powerman 5000
Bro,
anytime.
Dude, it goes with
Waterworld.
the waves.
That's what they're riding is the Powerman 5000.
That's the name of their
That's
wave
the jet
runner.
ski.
Baby.
I've listened to that song so many times unironically.
Yeah, it's a
so
good song,
good.
but it is not for any vibe by
Oh,
any
but
means.
back to your uncle. I realized up until this moment, I've never considered Angels and Airwaves being someone's favorite band.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, can you at least play Blink 182?
Yeah, that's a weird. I just realized that's a weird person.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah, it's like having Powerman 5000 be your favorite band.
Static X is actually his favorite band.
Yeah, aren't they brothers? And I can't remember what's the relation. No, the guy from Powerman 5000 is related to Rob Zombie.
That's it. I
That's
think
what it
that's
is.
it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I remember
yes.
there being some kind of. I always get that confused. That's like my. Who's the Bill Pullman and Bill Paxton thing? It's the guy from Static X and the guy from Powerman 5000.
Yeah.
One of those jokers
wow,
is
I
married
have
to that
seen-
fucking.
You might be the only guy with that problem.
I've seen
And that's why
Static.
they love me.
I've seen Static X live more than once because my uncle would just buy me a ticket because no one else would go with him.
Dude, you're your uncle's Static X +1. That fucking
You're the
rules.
Static X enabler. That's hilarious. That's crazy. That's his fucking go-to. I'm gonna play Angels and Airwaves or Static. He's basically me in middle school.
Dude, that
You guys want to listen to the Cool Running soundtrack or the Crow soundtrack?
Yeah. That's all like I've realized that too with a lot of music I really like where I was like if someone was like take the aux and like put on something you really want to hear right now.
Yeah.
I would just like 9 times out of 10 it would not be I'm good at understanding the vibe.
Yeah.
But if I played what I truly wanted to
It's
hear,
never what I want
Yeah,
to hear.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll play like Flagman. I really like Flagman a lot. Spirit World is another. There's a very small audience for those bands. I love them. But that's the shit of like, it's not. I know, just like me, my music taste is not for everyone.
Yeah.
But I do have good taste in vibe management and music in general, like for the masses.
Yeah.
Because like the fact that like I'm not gonna blast Angels and Airwaves. Blink 182, you can get what you can get away with for sure.
yeah.
Even if some people may not love it, the majority of people will like it or have.
Yeah,
some
especially
kind
if
of-
you're playing the singles, the hits.
Yeah, and then that's what I'm saying is like that's why I go by the top 5 or the top 10 because if I can play the majority of those, if you don't get 3 strikes for anybody, and I'm saying anybody, and somebody's gonna be like, oh shit, yeah, blah blah blah, like you're gonna either have a personal connection, positive or negative, with it, or you're gonna like it. So like it's there's always Static X is not one of them, Powerman 5000, but the hits maybe. Like that one, but it has to be like all 10 or at least 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or 7.
dude, I remember one time when I think I ruined the vibe of a whole bar doing
Yeah.
doing
I
touch.
think I was there.
No.
Or no, you told me about this maybe.
Are you thinking of the comedy show?
Maybe. I remember you told me about this then maybe.
What are you thinking? Playing music or a comedy show?
Playing music.
Oh, maybe. No, I was it was when I still worked for that restaurant, Boston's, and they were having like a New Year's Eve party, and everyone was like, we had control of the touch tunes, and everyone was like playing music, and I remember saying like, fuck it, and I threw on Hard in the Paint by Waka Flocka, and I just could see everyone just like lose their energy. But there was part of me where I was, and this goes back to Hating Whites, where I was like, I just think there's too many honks in here.
Yeah.
That song goes fucking hard, dude.
It was a
I feel
fun
like
song.
I'm going to teach them a
What?
lesson.
It's a fun song.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. I do have to like think very carefully when I get the aux in like, especially like a family party or something, because even my like taste in like popular music, is like I can't be like, oh, I'm just gonna throw like 100 Gex on. I'll like break my grandma. My grandma will have a seizure.
Yeah. I even like the you can't go like
That's
trendy
way
or, like,
that's way
cool.
too gay for people in their 60s.
Yeah.
Or higher.
Yeah,
Well, like Dom really likes like Bjork and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like so like even that stuff is like it's popular or something like that, or maybe in like acceptable, or like people would like it or it'd be popular. Like I already said that, but it's not going to be like, it's going to be the kind of shit of like how like Will Ferrell movies were really popular, but my mom was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're gonna play this and it's going to, because of how cool and interesting it is, it's going to take away attention from That's the thing. You don't want to interrupt conversation, and you want, if anybody does happen to get distracted by the music, it's going to be positive because they're going to either tap their toes or be like, I love this part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, you get
It's
some
just
of the,
it only helps.
You get a group of people singing along all of a sudden
right.
or something.
Yeah, something like that. Where
Like,
like
it catches them, and they're like a bunch of people like, oh my god.
right.
That's what you're looking for.
It's a moment. It's a moment builder, essentially.
I've had those moments driving where it'll just be me and Steph. And she doesn't really do it anymore because she kind of knows the music I listen to. But when I first started, I would just like not care about vibe management and just throw on my shit. And I'd be playing like a band like Knock Loose, or the one that really got her was like I would play Boundaries. Do you know them? You know Boundaries?
Yeah, Boundaries rule.
Dude, and like they have like this song called like My Body Is a Cage, and they say like just insane depressing shit.
Yeah.
And she was just like she like unironically turned to me and she was like, "Are you okay?" Because like I'm listening to it like, this is the good stuff. This is
I had a friend do this to me. He's like trying. We were went to Atlantic City like a few months ago with my brother and one of his friends. Like they had like a free room, and I was like, "Oh fuck it, I'll go hang out with you guys down there." And I was the one who drove because I was the one who doesn't drink or anything, and I was playing all my music. I didn't give a fuck about what they wanted. And my brother's friend's like, hey, maybe you should like not listen to this because like doesn't this like make you like angry and like stressed out, and like he's like, because like don't you want to like fight someone? And I was like, no. I was like, why? Do you? I was like, what's going on with you right now?
I'm
okay, bro?
I'm halfway on that because we were talking about it last week where I was listening to a bunch of Defeater, but I was listening to it at the wrong time because I was actually depressed. And then listening to Defeater while you're depressed made me 10 times more depressed.
Yeah.
So I had to switch over to the Mexican OT. But also at the same time, like you can catch a vibe where you're like, I don't know. It's like dudes always like people will find that weird, and I'll just be like, I don't know, man. Do you never watch like a horror movie?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I'm like, yes, I want to cut people's heads off.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, no, I just like crazy shit sometimes.
Yeah.
I just like crazy shit, dude.
Yeah.
I just fucking crazy.
I just, sometimes crazy shit,
Sometimes you just like, people are just like, whoa, tone it down. I'll be like, bro, this is just where I'm at.
Yeah. This is the vibe.
This is the vibe
I've created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Manage me.
Yeah.
And then you scream the F word.
Which one?
Guys, thanks for listening. I've been your host, Andy Malfrina.
Yeah.
And that's Pat, the other host.
And
that's Tyler, our guest.
Yep, that's me.
That's a bookend introduction. We did.
Bye.
We did 2 on that.